It's Hot Topic Special Friday on Jasiri, but today's heat comes with a little extra fire because we're celebrating another big win for Jasiri and News Central. Now, the Jasiri team has just clinched first place for our bold, unflinching storytelling around social and health issues right here on the show. This prestigious award, which is powered by the African First Ladies and the Merck Foundation, spans the entire continent. And guess what? News Central is the only TV channel in Nigeria to win. Please, you need a round of applause for that. Please don't mind that is my picture there. So this organization is not used to awarding teams per se. So I entered Jasiri as a team, and they're like, okay, we have to stay with what we do. I'm like, no problem. But this is a Jasiri win.
It's a Jasiri
Now,
win.
from the stories we tell to the impact that we spark, this moment proves that when ladies lead with courage, change follows. And what better way to mark this milestone than with another woman who's been bringing the heat and the spice on your screens. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag just yet, but we've got a gorgeous and talented guest standing by to join today's show and takes on some of the week's big stories. And she seems to, you know, what's that saying? Great minds think alike?
Yeah.
You'll see why I said that when she comes on set. But first.
I like that but first.
I love that but first.
But first, our very own Dashin Usman is gracing the Jasiri table once again. Dashin,
thank you.
Good morning.
So
How are
Good
you?
morning. I'm very well, thank you.
The last time you were on Jasiri, I wasn't on scene.
Yes,
I wasn't around either.
Both of you were not here, but I had such a good time, and you know, it's a pleasure to be back again.
I love to see you outside.
News.
That's
why, you know, whenever I call on them, I say, please, I need you on that. They're always ready because it lets them outside of the news box.
You know, this is something I'm actually kind of used to, so it feels good to, you know, get out of my shell. I've been in news for so long, so it feels good to, you know, try to make an impact on other human angle stories and all that. So,
and I like the way she says her name. We just say Dashin, but she says it's Dashin.
Dashin.
Say it again.
Dashin.
Oh, really?
Dashin. Dashin. She wanted to give
spell it D-O-S-H.
No, it's not. It's the A with a double.
Yes, it's like it has a W.
Anything. Yeah.
A W. Dashin.
It's phonetics.
Yeah.
Oh. Does it mean anything?
Yeah, it does. It means ashes for beauty.
Kidding.
Yes.
But this girl wanted
It's a
to give me
Hebrew
split
name.
personality. So it wasn't me she wanted to give herself split personality. Because you know how some of us we have multiple names. When I was in the US, I was using Lydia.
Yeah.
I came back to Nigeria, I was using Tolu. Auntie came and she was using, what were you using?
Dashin Husseina Usman.
And then she did not know what. I said, your auntie, you can only use one first name.
I was like, please, I'm using it.
And a lot of people had known her as.
Dashin Husseina Usman.
So she now does news.
Pick a name.
She does news one day and uses the wrong name. And I get a message. And I'm like, what happened? And Dashin, please make an identity.
I'm confused about my personality and all that, but then I sorted it out. Yeah, I do. But
you know we all have multiple personalities. I think sometimes we might need to meet Susaina.
Yeah, you will. You probably meet her now. So.
Oh, so Dashin is for the news. Susaina is for Jasiri. I'm loving that.
I love it. All right, so now on Jasiri, we're always tuned into the pulse of the people, and few topics spark more raw, honest reactions than the word Japa. So, what did we do? We hit the streets to ask the real questions. What is driving the desire to leave the country? Is success still possible within the borders of Nigeria? Or is the dream now defined by a one-way ticket out? From dreams of better opportunities to the harsh realities of starting over, we asked Nigerians to get real about their thoughts on Japa. Let's hear what the streets had to say. This is Jasiri on the streets.
I travel and I come back. I don't Japa.
I haven't tried to Japa before. Because of economic hardship of Nigeria, I intended going to Canada. I tried it, but the agent disappointed me. Actually, this issue of Japan, let me call it Japan. Me, I don't like it right from time. I am a photographer, so I do my business conveniently here.
Nigeria is frustrated. The country itself is frustrating people, and the government are not helping issues. Even if you ask another person, they will tell you, yes, if they are opportunity to leave the country, they can go.
It's not about going out. It's what am I going to do there?
Yeah, so if I want to travel, I should be prepared. I should have something in mind. I wouldn't just stand up and start going out like jackpotting to find greener pastures, right?
Well, if you have the backup, financial strength, you can succeed in the country, Nigeria. But if you don't have that financial strength, let me say, okay, I graduated 2018 and I did my NYC 2019/2020. So since then, I haven't gotten a good job. As a graduate, maybe you are looking for a job, and at the end of the day, you may end up okay. Maybe the place where you are looking for that job, they will tell you, okay, the salary we have for this position is 100,000 as a graduate, and you have a wife and children. Well, what can you do with 100,000 now?
If everything is put in place, if everything is running, for example, everything is supposed to be done according to how it's supposed to be, living conditions are okay, I believe there are potentials in Nigeria.
Yes, there is money in this country. We can succeed here if only our leader consider us.
Well, personally, one-on-one, I can't tell of anybody that has actually regretted jackpotting from the country, especially with the situation of things in the country at the moment.
Yes, my close friend. He came back, his son was very pathetic. He came back, he was deported. He came back with nothing. He's starting afresh. No wife, no family. And it's around 40-something to 50 years.
You don't encourage young couples. Your marriage is really young, okay. Your husband now tell you, I want to go. Don't worry, maybe in the next 2-3 years, you will come and meet me. Before you know, that's zero. When you get there, we'll be doing another thing. A lot of people, they lose their loved one because of this issue of jackpotting. You lose your relationship that you are keeping for about some years, and because someone wants to go and prepare a place for you, and at the end of the day, your family is scattered. You understand me? I don't really buy it.
These guys, I like how honest people were, especially that guy that said that he lost, it was the agent that affected him, and that's the thing that's happening. A lot of people are going to people who claim to be agents, who claim to be able to do this thing for you, and they're getting scammed, or the agents are not being as truthful. I remember we did an investigative piece about Nigerians who were stuck in Vietnam, Vietnam of all places. They were stuck in Vietnam. They'd been led astray by the agents. They get there and they find out that the visa that was done for them is not the visa that allows them to be able to work in Vietnam. And people are living in school gymnasiums, in church halls. They're trying to settle themselves. And one of the biggest, I won't say issues because it's not my decision, but one of the biggest concerns I have is that people sell everything. You literally pull up all stakes. Because the idea for many of them is that they're not coming back. Or if they're coming back, it'll be after a few years they've made it and they can come back and spend money to maybe buy a house when they come and go. But people are selling everything off. And then when the BS hits the fan, it's so difficult for them to return. People are returning and going to other cities because they don't want to run into people. They don't want to run into people who knew them and start explaining why they're back. Not just deportation, people are coming back.
You talked about, people selling off everything. What about those who go as far as borrowing money and they can't even pay back because they were duped one way or the other? And I love what the First Lady actually said. She said she travels and comes back and she doesn't jackpot. And that has always been my mantra. I would want to travel, sightsee, take a trip around the world and then come back to Nigeria. It doesn't make me any less of a person. Even when you've had so many opportunities to actually travel out, or even jackpot, but you decide not to because you believe in Nigeria and Nigeria will be better someday, or because you have family members that you do not want to be so far away from. It doesn't make you any less than those who have already jackpot. And it's a good thing. I love the fact that most Nigerians, when they travel out, they do very well for themselves, even though it comes with a lot of mental health strain, from missing home and, feeling like, they're not where they're meant to be. But, they're still doing very well for themselves.
I must also say that I think we're quite, say when you want to hide something from an African, put it in the books. I think there's this over-dependence on agents to do your processing yourselves. And people who have jackpot or people who have been there for years ask you, why do you feel the need to pass through an agent? If you want to do your research by yourself, if you're confident that that's the route you want to go, some people go through school, some people decide that, okay, I want to travel and come back. It's fine. I always tell people, if you want to Japa, everyone's mindset is different. If you want to Japa, can you do it properly? Don't just go on a tourist visa and just disappear. And when you see the police and then you begin to
start running,
hyperventilate and then you run. Because there's a lot that speaks through body language. So one of the interviewees said, you know, his friend came back with nothing. He was deported. And for you to be deported, that means you went there illegally. You could have gone with a tourist visa and said, okay, you know, we're just going anyhow, and then you overstay. And then one thing leads to another, and you're deported. You ask yourself, is it worth it in the end? So for me, if people want to Japa, you want to take the educational route, you want to take the marriage route, you want to take the immersion route, you want to take the whatever it is, you want to emigrate, can you just do it properly? And it's not in a hurry. Just because America did that last year and you feel you must do it within 3 months. Some people plan it. It takes 2 years, 3 years, even 4 years to make sure that you go properly. Some people don't want to go abroad and live there. Some people prefer, like you said, to be around their families because they need that support. Some people can't even thrive. They say, number one, it's too cold. Number two, I can't imagine I'm with a neighbor and we don't say hello to each other. And it's not stories.
That reminds me, so before we left, I said probably our front door was here and the front door was just a little bit behind you, even that far. I remember when they moved in, when their dad helped them move in, these 2 young girls, they're going to university. I call it my hometown because I really grew up there, or one of my hometowns. So the day we left, if I passed them in the grocery store, I do not know that they're my next door neighbors. It was that bad. And I won't say bad. It's like, okay, if I see you on the stairs, I greet. But it's never a conversation. Yes, I look up, but their faces never register. It never registers to you that, okay, these are the people who are living directly. If something is to happen, do I have their phone number? Do I know their name? Do I not? I can pass them, the two of them, I would not know who they were. I would not know they were my neighbors.
That's not who we are as Nigerians.
It's not who we are.
You want people that live in
face me, I face you. We're in everybody's business.
We thrive on community in Nigeria.
It is. And I think that's something that's hard. So there's 2 other things I wanted to point out. Somebody was talking about families, and we've had this conversation. This Japa trend, especially, I think, in the manner in which many people are doing it with desperation, it's affecting family structures. Somebody will say, okay, let me go. You and the children go for 3 years. It's easier with you and the kids. I'll be here. I'll be coming to visit. What happens to your marriage? What happens to your role as a parent? One person ends up bearing the full responsibility of being the present parent. You're coming and going. If it's the man that goes and the woman who stays here, whatever it is, as long as the family is separated, it becomes an issue. Kids lose out on being able to connect with whatever parent is not around. You miss large parts of your relationship. And then all these ones that, we were going to have a conversation. The deception that happens, who is not seeing somebody. Women and men are losing intimacy in their marriages. And so it's a problem. You try to reconnect later, but you've lived alone for so long. You've been independently married for so long. It becomes difficult when you come back. So I think there's just a whole holistic conversation. And I know people right now, 3 sets of people, they're sending their kids back to Nigeria because their children are struggling. 3 different sets of parents are sending their kids back to Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
So 2 of them are going to enter boarding, and 1, he's coming back to his family. When he went to school in Canada, he disconnected. He absolutely disconnected. This boy started doing... It's a long story. So there are concerns that people really need to take into cognizance before they make this decision. All right, we're going to take a break. We're just getting warmed up here on Jasiri, but trust us, you'll want to stick around because after the break, we're joined by our Hot Topics special guest. And let's just say, our guests always bring the heat, the honesty, and the unfiltered perspectives. Who is it? You got to stick around to find out. Don't go anywhere. Jasiri continues after this. This is Hot Topic Special Friday on Jasiri. Don't forget to join the conversation on our social media platforms. We are at News Central TV. It feels like we have two guests because Dawson is joining us, but also we need to introduce our Hot Topic special guest today. She's fierce on the screen and just as fearless off of it. She's a rising force in Nollywood, and she's known for playing strong, complex characters. And today, she's bringing the same energy to the Jasiri table. She's got opinions, personality, and presence, and when she speaks, you will definitely feel it. Our Hot Topic special guest is here, and trust us, you don't want to miss what she has to say. Roll montage.
All right, so welcome, Amanda. You're about to have a good time. I can guarantee you that. Everyone that comes here, we say that, and they leave here with a change of perspective. So welcome to the show. It's amazing. Before we get into conversation with you, you're looking lovely in orange.
And I said, great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. I was like, what color do I need to pump the energy up today?
I was going to say, whose orange dash?
Her own is brighter than mine.
Yeah,
It's
sharper.
brighter.
Yeah.
You know me that well
Silky,
to know that I'm going to ask you which orange is brighter. I'm looking forward to the day where we'll have a pajama Jasiri.
Yeah, she said that sounds like
it's giving me pajama vibes. And it's,
Don't give me ideas.
all right, so really, what we do with our guests who sit on this table, at this table for the first time, is to really ask them how they're doing in Nigeria. As a Nigerian living in Nigeria, how are you doing?
Well, I would like to say I'm doing fine. Yes, I know Nigeria can, with the current situation in the country and everything, everything seems tough and all. But I like to be positive regardless of what the situation is. Yeah, but I am fine.
Okay, so let me ask you a quick question. If you had a chance to Japa or to stay, would you Japa or would you stay?
So I have thought about it, but I feel like I love Nigeria so much.
Wow.
And I would love to, you know, be in my country and do things in my country. You know, I could travel whenever I want, come back. But I love Nigeria, and as much as, like I said, the country seems like things are, I still feel like there's hope.
I like the things that
I love it.
I actually feel some type of way because I'm kind of like a guest and no one asked me how I'm doing.
Would you Japa? Do you want to Japa?
Of course I want to stay in Nigeria. I don't want to Japa. And you know, I really want to ask you because before you came in, Tolu was talking about how so many people sell off, you know, their property. Some go as far as collecting loans just to Japa. What do you feel about people like that? What advice would you have for people who are thinking in that direction?
Well, personally, I wouldn't say that if I'm going to Japa, I would sell everything. I mean, I feel like I should have something over there, you know, like work or whatever. So I know I have something to hold on to when I'm there. But I feel like some people go in without having a
plan.
Yes, that's the word. And when they get there, you know, they get stranded and they start to regret. Some start to regret. Some are lucky enough to find something when they get there. But I just feel like you should plan ahead. You know, if you have people there already, maybe speak to them, find out how you can, you know, apply for job opportunities and all of that. So when you get there, you're not struggling, in quotes. That's what I think.
Okay, it's very true. I think that's also the conversation we're having. People go with a plan, know where you're going, what you're getting into, and what your options are. All right, so I know we're looking, and many people are like, she looks familiar. Is she not? Do I know her? Because yes, you do. Amanda is part of the cast that has now set a Nollywood record on YouTube. Amanda played Ivie in the record-setting Love in Every Word, which now has 21 million plus views in just a month. So we need to say congratulations. How does it feel? I had to check yesterday because every time you check, the numbers change.
Yeah, it is.
How does it feel being part of history?
Oh, I mean, I loved it. I was so happy. I was proud to be on that project. At first, when they released the film, I was on set, so I didn't really have the chance to watch it to know what was going on. But then my phone kept buzzing. I was like, okay,
I know that.
wait, what's going on? What's going on? Like, so after about 3 days, I was able to like watch the film, and I was thrilled.
When you talked about her, I had to ask if it was the light-skinned person or the dark-skinned friend. And I actually thought it was dark-skinned friend. But I have to say, you look kind of different. You look more beautiful in person.
Thank you.
And I love that because that takes us to our next question because we're girls on this table. And when I watched, one of the things I came back and said is I appreciated the fact that they made Bam Bam, Chioma's character, have friends who were not going to go behind her back
To steal her.
I know. They were actually there working with her. They were actually there talking sense into her and then also helping her win him back. So I gotta ask you, are you a girl's girl? Because in real life, we hear a lot that, women don't actually support women. How have your friends treated you?
So I don't have a lot of friends. Let's start there. But I do have really close friends that would, look out for me anytime, any day. Female friends, not just, I'm not even talking male friends. I feel like when you have your person, you have your person.
Yes.
That's how it is. So I'm a girl's girl.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm a girl's girl.
It has to be said. No, I was so happy to see that because Nollywood, I think it's like a trope that they do where women are always backbiting, going after the man behind the back. It's the husband,
At
it's the
some point,
boyfriend,
I
it's the
actually
fiancé.
expected that, especially when they went to
The jewelry store.
And, they met him. I was like, I hope one of them won't try to, steal Odogu and all. But, I was impressed.
I'm glad they changed that narrative with that film, to be honest. Because you have good friends. There are good friends. So, yeah.
So when we have those types of friends, we should celebrate them more in films and not just saying what people are thinking that, and I think it's a Nigerian thing. You just need to check your 6s, your 3s, your 9s, make sure that, hey, who is on this path with me? But quickly, how do you feel watching yourself in film?
Okay, so when I first started, I would just watch a few scenes of mine just to know how to improve, check out where I made mistakes, how I can learn and grow and all of that. But now I feel like when I watch myself, I'm thrilled at how far I've come. Yeah, because when I started, I can tell you that I wasn't the way I am now.
Yeah.
And I know that as I continue, I will get better.
Yeah.
So, it's thrilling. It's enjoyable to see myself grow.
Yeah.
She likes it. Meanwhile, the rest of us, we hear her voices and I'm like, what's that noise? Listening to my voice is like nails on the chalkboard.
It can be cringy sometimes.
It can be so cringy. What are people hearing? I don't get it.
Do you not critique yourself? Oh, why was my expression that way?
We're our own worst critics.
Yes, I should do better. Ouch. Oh no. Ew. No.
And even when you make up your mind that you must watch yourself, you start and then you're like, oh no,
I can't do this.
Yes, I can.
It happens a lot with me. I never. All the projects I've done, I've never watched them to the end. Confession. I swear, I've never watched it to the end.
You've never watched Uju?
No, to the end.
Wow.
Serious. Every season.
Meanwhile, we were there supporting you watching.
That's what I mean. But it's you critique. You're hard on yourself when you watch. You say, oh, I should have done this better. Okay, I should have just modulated or just paced myself or just. You always find something.
I think being hard on yourself actually makes you want to do better. So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Go and watch Uju. That's what she's telling you.
Let's move on. Let's talk about what we see in real life. Should we go into our first hot topic?
Let's go into it. Let's take the foundation.
So brace yourself for this first hot topic. The moment this one was dropped on the group, everyone had something to say. Even I had to pause and say, So this is a video currently making rounds on social media. In the video, a woman is seen aggressively blasting her husband. Why, you may ask? So apparently, the husband had a child, possibly before marriage, and hid it from her. He then proceeds to lie to his wife and claim that the girl was his niece. Not only that, he goes ahead to bring the niece into their home. Okay, I'm the one gisting you, but let's watch the video.
She was your daughter. Did you tell me she was your daughter? Did you tell me she was your daughter?
Why is the camera?
You told me she was your niece. You bloody liar.
Man, you go to no camera.
Get out.
Man, you go to...
Where am I? And you may post here.
Camera.
You may post here. So people will know you for who you are. People will know you for who you are. You are a devil. You are a devil. People will know you for who you are. Get out of this house. Get out of this house. Choma, leave this house.
There's nothing.
Choma, leave this house.
Leave alone.
Choma, leave this house. Choma, leave this house. Choma, leave this house. Mommy, No, she's not. Leave this house. Come on. Leave here. Come.
You know, when this was actually the first video that I saw as soon as I opened my phone yesterday, and when she was speaking in Igbo, you know, what she said was, "You're mad, you're a devil, I'll post it." And you know, then when the older woman, I don't know whose mother that is, if it's the mom, if it's the wife's mom or the husband's mom, she said, "Mommy, no, I won't accept it. You know, let's take some reactions before we actually talk about this."
Yeah.
Not in support of what this man here did, but I won't allow any woman to come between me and my child. If you're a good woman, you will handle this differently and love the little girl regardless. You can tell she's going to be so mean to that little girl from now on. Let's see. Telling lies about such a sensitive issue is unacceptable. Will I beat you if I know you had a kid elsewhere? It's not everybody that can handle lies. It's a huge form of betrayal that, but watch, some men in the comment section act emotional and play victim about it, something they won't take from a lady.
Yeah.
The wife might be the man's karma. Why didn't he marry the daughter's mother? Unless there's a good reason for that. I don't see any problem here. Thank God I've seen someone that will be helping me in the house. Please, there's nothing wrong with that. She's a woman that will marry one day, not like she's dragging anything. You should be angry. He didn't tell you, but rest, please. Anyone who says she's overreacting is manipulative. The little girl begging her doesn't take the betrayal away. She knew the truth and acted along with her father. They both betrayed her. I know her feelings are valid, but why is she telling the daughter to leave the house? Is it her fault? Why not face your husband? She should leave the house and go where?
Okay.
If he were a mature man, he would have been upfront with the woman, discussing everything openly so that they could resolve the issue before flying the little girl over. I can understand the breach of trust, and I wouldn't fault the woman entirely. Men and women often approach situations like this differently. Still, her reaction went too far. On the other hand, her outburst could end up traumatizing the little girl who is innocent in all this. This woman's frustration should have been directed at the man alone, not the child. All right, we're going to take a quick time out because there is actually an update on this story. We'll share the updates and then get into the conversation after this.
Well, there's so much to actually be said about this particular story. And like I said earlier, the first thing I saw when I opened my phone yesterday was this particular video. And I almost cried.
Yes.
Because if there's one thing that I do not tolerate in a relationship is lies. Even if you did whatever it is that you did, you know, tell me, talk to me. I would handle it better.
Let me decide how to handle it.
You know, from what I saw, I just imagined myself, I put myself in the shoes, and what I saw was everyone around me with a knife trying to stab me. That was how she felt. And in that moment, she was so vulnerable that she didn't know who to talk to, but take her phone and do the recording. You know, her husband was against her. The Chioma herself was against her. The children didn't even know what was going on.
I don't think it's fair for us to say that Chioma herself was against her. That girl, Chioma's not 18.
In the sense that she
knew about it.
She must have been.
It was her father that told her to lie.
Yes,
she knew that
that wasn't right.
She knew, but we're not saying it's her fault. Her loyalty at that point is to her father. You have to understand the psychological harm the man has done to this child by asking her to keep that secret from the woman who has stepped in to be a mother figure. Okay, Amanda, what do you think?
Well, I don't think the child should be blamed for anything because it's not in the child's rights to go to the woman and say, oh, this is my father. That's the man's job. He messed up, yes, but and I understand her anger. I understand how she feels about the situation, and people react to pain differently. That was her way of reacting. I don't say that the way she spoke to the child was good. I personally don't like the way she spoke to the child, but
Let's give you guys an update. As I said, there was an update, and the lady herself has released another TikTok video, and what she said is that right now, at that point in time, I think police were eventually called, and they asked the husband, the man in this situation, to leave the home for a while. She didn't mention that Chioma left the home, so I'm assuming that Chioma is still in the house. and she said that they shall have given each other a break and that she doesn't know what she's going to do. But the man has been asked to leave the home for a while. Obviously, they're abroad. And so it's been a situation. The video goes further because there was a point in time where she was pulling at his shirts and tore his top and everything. And oftentimes people who do the hurting, they want to dictate how you heal. They want to dictate how you respond. But when you hurt someone like this, you can't dictate how someone responds. You can't dictate how they heal. So I'm looking further on their page. They've apparently been married since they got married September. I think she said September, December. So probably engagement and official wedding. So let's just say they got married in December 2019. We're in 2025. After the marriage, they were able to, I think, move abroad or establish themselves. So that child is way older than the marriage, but it doesn't mean she's older than the relationship because she doesn't talk about how long they've been together. And at the end of the day, so you have lied to me. Your family has lied to me. Your family has lied to me. So whether they've said it's a dead sister or a dead brother, that's the father of the child, or a sister or a brother who said, oh, this is my child, just help me take care of them. It seems like a conspiracy, and I've been the biggest fool in all of it. And when you look at all of that, then you can hear the raw pain in her voice. Yes, I agree, the child is not to blame, but you can hear that pain in her voice. And it's going to take a lot. A lot of people are telling her, I would divorce him, kick him out, but at the end of the day, the decision is hers.
Well, there was something she said, in that video, she talked about Chioma, and she said Chioma is doing fine as well. And you could feel the love she has for Chioma in what she said and how she speaks about Chioma. So in that moment, I agree that, she was reacting. Very angry, and she was reacting. And then coming back to, the in-laws lying to her and all that, how many men would actually take this? How many mothers-in-law would actually take this as well? Because forget Nollywood and all that. We've seen situations where so many mothers-in-laws, bring in somebody from the village for their sons, to be a second wife or to displace the first wife. So, it's not something that should be taken lightly at all.
No. It's not also something that people should to say that, okay, fine, this is how you should react. The pain was raw. There are people, that's why it trended so much. Between yesterday and today, it trended. And her telling Chioma, get out of the house, at that point in time, you just don't want to see part of the face of betrayal. Not because she has anything, anger or she dislikes or hates the girl. At that point in time, she just doesn't want to see. I see that your father betrayed me. He lied to me. For all you know, she could be for all you know, I'm saying now, for all you know, she could be the breadwinner. For all you know, she could have money, probably has been involved in the process of getting the child over. And I was telling somebody, I said, in some climes in the West, there are some countries that this festival, the child will be sent back to the home country, and you apply properly before the child comes back, because that again, that means you lied in your paperwork and filing for the child to come in. That means you didn't tell the truth in your original submission. So some countries can be very stringent and say, okay, you know what? Now you lied. Okay, first of all, what we're going to do is to send the child and then apply properly for the child to come here. So when people are saying, oh no, it's okay now, she should rest, it's not a big deal, your anger is with the man, it's a lot, because paperwork is documented.
But how many couples would even allow you or would allow their niece come to stay with them?
Oh no, plenty.
How many?
Oh, plenty. People, if an opportunity presents itself to send your child abroad and you won't be the one necessarily catering for there are plenty people. But I've done a deeper dive. These guys have been together a while. So it's not just the fact that they got married in 2019. They have 4 kids. 3 boys and a girl. They had their last boy in January. After I did deep dive, they had their last boy in January 2024. So they have 4 kids. The 4 kids all look under 10. They look like they've been together. I'm seeing pictures of when they were much slimmer, like 10 years. So Chioma is most likely older than that. So he has kept this secret. Let's not think of just now. He has kept this secret for probably as long as him and this woman have been together. So all the times that she has run into Chioma in the family house,
I don't know if you guys heard.
At family events, and she's, this is my niece, something. And for all those situations too, what if the mother too was around?
Tolu, did you hear the part? I don't think you guys heard that part because I listened well. Towards the end where he said, calm down, I wanted to explain to you.
When?
When?
So that's the other thing. I was asking, how did she find out? Because the way she's reacting, it sounds like it didn't come from him.
Yeah.
It didn't come from him. That's one thing I would love her to answer is, how did you find out? Because it looks like somebody confronted her or the information came to her and then she went to confront him. Because even his body language
shows guilt.
That it didn't.
It did.
And if she didn't stumble on that piece of information, he wouldn't say jack to her.
But what is even wrong
wouldn't
with
say
you
anything.
telling your partner that you have a child?
Amanda,
Some people are scared, I think.
Would you date a single father?
I think it depends
On what?
on if there is another woman in the picture or not. If not, say he's a widower or maybe divorced, I don't know. But that's the only condition in which I could consider
You need to
that.
understand what the relationship,
Exactly.
what the
I need to
presence of
know
the mother,
that
what
is.
it is.
Exactly. Other than that, no.
You see, so there's a conversation to be had about also single parents. I think single mothers get it a lot more. There are a lot of men who are not willing to date single mothers, and we do have the situations where single mothers have hidden their children. But typically, a lot of single dads remarry, and because sometimes they're not even the ones who are parenting the child. That's a separate conversation. But oftentimes, single dads do get remarried, and they're able to move on. It's not always the same or
Sometimes
easy.
it's easier for the men.
Yes,
than the
it's not
women.
always easy for women.
But do you guys know, according to statistics, it's even easier for a single mother to remarry than someone who's never been married before?
Than another woman who's never been married before.
Yes, it is.
It's happening.
Really?
Yeah.
End times. It was not end times. Things are just happening.
All right, so before we take a break, I was going to ask you, if you were in this position, what would you do? Because now she's taking a break from her husband. But what would you do? Would you have done anything differently?
Well, to be honest, I can't say because I'm not in the
I
position.
know.
But I feel like the way I react would be different from the way she reacted. That's her way. She was in pain. That's how she knows how to react in the moment, or knew how to react in the moment. I would probably just keep quiet, disappear for a while, and when I feel calm, come back and have a conversation, if I feel like having a conversation in the moment. But I probably wouldn't even react in the moment of that happening.
And let me tell you, another thing that probably poured fire on the fuel in that moment is the woman, the older woman in the background saying,
Calm down.
Calm down.
That was pretty
That's
annoying.
because that is, you sat down, you knew. Now that I found out, you're saying, well, it's accepted.
Like it's nothing.
Like it's nothing.
It has happened.
That was the original, that was the additional fuel.
To the fire.
Because you can't, it's like someone who's upset and you say, calm down now. The first thing you say is,
Don't tell me to calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. Let me be angry, please.
All right, let's go.
All right, well, we've got more stories coming up on Hot Topic Special, and we'll also learn, more about our guest, Amanda. So just stay with us.
All right, welcome back to the show. You're still watching Jasiri on Hot Topic Special Friday. Our guest is Nollywood actor Amanda Iriekpen. She's here to dish on some of the week's big stories. Amanda, before we get into the gist, how long have you been in Nollywood? That's the first question. Would you consider your role, love in every word, your breakout role?
Well, I think so, to an extent. I mean, I've had other jobs before this that I've done that have, come out and
But you
love.
really did enjoy this one.
Yes, I did enjoy this one. It was pretty amazing, and I could feel the romance brewing between both characters, in Love in Every Word. So it was a sweet story. I loved it.
Excuse me, ma. Please, ma. Are Nigerian men typically romantic like Odo? What's the most romantic thing they've done for you?
What is the... I don't know. I mean,
Amanda.
I've done some sweet gestures, but I can't say what the most... I don't think I've had
give us
the most in,
So what have you had?
Sweet gestures, because you said sweet gestures.
Affirmations of credit alert.
Yeah, there's that.
I see that video. That video has 4 tweets. I like affirmations of credit alert. Acts of service. But it's not. I'll find it. It's not like that. We've updated it.
But yeah, I think I would just say sweet gestures. You asked me a question.
Wow. No, I was lost on when you said sweet gestures, and I was on that. Sweet gestures. Wow.
Wow. What is why you?
Oh, she's I don't know. I think she's fruition.
But do you think overall, do you think Nigerian men are romantic?
Some.
But also, some of them will
few,
tell you,
though.
are Nigerian women romantic? You people that want to just be giving boxers and
I feel like they're really romantic Nigerian women. I can say that I'm one. I know
what have you done that has romance?
Well, I mean, it could be sweet sometimes.
Okay.
You know, do nice stuff.
Okay,
Like,
tell me your birthday. Let me see how sweet you are.
What?
Your birthday is when?
April 19th.
Oh, birthday's coming up! Birthday girl! They can be sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Could do mine. January,
When is-
January 6th.
January. You guys.
What is it? She did not say anything.
I understand what she means.
These ones.
All right, so Amanda, we're going to take a package. We have our business correspondents went to go and look at this whole craze around luxury goods in Nigeria.
Oh, God, luxury. Go on.
Wow.
I'm so
Let's
tired
just
of
take
getting
a
that
word and we'll come back. Okay, so our Nigerian brands who are absolutely tapping into this luxury market as luxury as they claim. Let's find out.
Every Nigerian that isn't living under a rock, that is, has probably heard the word luxury being thrown about without a care. It's either lux by this or come down here and enjoy the best of luxuries. But at the end of the day, it's just a word, no? So today we're going to be asking Nigerians if they really feel the Nigerian brands that call themselves luxury-based brands are really giving luxury, or are they giving no please?
Often when one thinks of luxury, we think expensive, quality and exclusivity. However, is that the same definition Nigerians have of the word?
I think I got good experience from them. Some even, add it up with giving you kind of packages like gifts, items to back it up to show their quality, their, expensive in nature.
They are quite okay, but I won't say they are luxury. But when you are seeing, once you are seeing like maybe they are doing like an advert in Nigeria, anything they just on light on, they say this thing is luxury.
You are in love with something and you saved money to get that particular thing, and at the end of the day you are not even getting the value of what you have, what you got in the first place. So I think they are not doing enough for us.
The reactions coming from Nigerians, though mixed, all share the same sentiment towards the definition, and the recurring word was value and quality. Spa owner Lydia Williams believes her business is a luxury brand and speaks on what it takes to truly be one.
It's not something every other person out there can afford on daily basis. It's aimed at giving a certain amount of relaxation or certain amount of service that gives a different kind of feeling and connection to the human being that can afford it.
While hair brand owner Damilola Victor Dare believes that entrepreneurs must learn to strike a balance between profit and customer satisfaction.
Not just about making money, because a lot of business owners now, they are all about the profit, how they are going to make money. But you have to balance it out.
Business developer John Bosco Ezenwa says the incessant need for non-luxury brands to be identified as one is based on market trends and the Nigerian mentality that expensive must mean better.
So because they don't offer that luxury means that you have your own special clientele, you have a portion of the market you're targeting, and that is exclusive, and also it gives prestige to the people who are using. Now, because they are not doing this, or these companies who claim to be are not offering these services, at the end of the day, they don't last. They move on to other things. They begin to branch into other part of the value chain that offer that luxury, using the kind of clientele that they have met.
Your brand means everything to your business. However, luxury is more than just a branding scheme. It has to be an experience that can't be gotten from any random place. So if you must brand yourself as a luxury business, make sure you're giving your customers actual luxury. Luxuriously reporting for New Central Lagos, I am Chamun Dabeng.
Chamun, I love it. Luxuriously reporting for this. We're different. We do things. Amanda, we don't have time. What do you think? You had a bit of a reaction when we talked about Nigerian luxury brands before we paid the package.
Because I'm kind of tired of hearing the word luxury. I feel like it's lost its meaning now.
Yes.
It's no longer luxury as it's supposed to be. Now everything is luxury. Even like the most random thing is luxury.
Even thrift is luxury now.
I know.
Well, thrift is not thrift anymore. Those prices are not pricing. And the thing, I was saying while we were watching it, that somebody will do a jacket, a kimono and carry jacket, or a chair that's just a chair and call it Kilimanjaro, Nairobi something, and then go and slap 100 and something thousand naira on it.
Kilimanjaro.
Do you understand?
So
luxury, ultra modern is another word I can't stand, because when you enter the ultra modern, there's nothing ultra and there's nothing modern about it.
Like what the name malls on ultra modern shopping malls.
But have you been to them?
So that particular word has been abused. Luxury.
Yeah.
Because a different, and then, you know, our Chinese brothers and sisters too are also helping push the narrative of luxury. So how luxury is your luxury?
Even food these days, luxury fried rice.
Oh yeah, luxury parfait.
Well, we have been luxuriously Jasiri today.
Wait, I must give you. I said I was going to look for the love languages. So these days, what we're looking at is no longer acts of service, public displays of affection. Ladies and gentlemen, things have changed. Love languages now are funds of affirmation, acts of transfer, physical cash, quality money, and financial gifts, as well as public displays of purchase and words of confirmation. As in confirm, you have received your money.
Approved.
And on that note,
it's a para.
I love it. On that note,
we'll see you again on Monday. Have a fantastic. Amanda, thank you so much. Thank you.
Nigerians we had to do that. We really had to. We tailored it to suit us.